Hello, hello. I'm just waiting on my network to connect here. I'm going to try to start this one more time. Oh, there we go. I think we've got our LinkedIn audience here joining us. This is Vibe Coding with Will Melton. I'm Will Melton. Thanks for joining me once again. It is Monday, March 9th. I'm getting this stream started just a little bit late today. I just got in from work and I am excited about today's stream because I'm going to be showing you Channel RVA. If you are a Richmond audience member, this is for you. If you are not in Richmond, you'll still love this. We're going to be talking about disrupting the media business today. And I'm going to be vibe coding a little bit today, but mostly I'm going to be showing off something that I worked on over the weekend. And I've been working on this for maybe a couple of weeks now. But if you're joining me for the very first time, please hop over to studio.willmelton.com. I'll share my screen here so you can see what I'm talking about. But this is where you can watch me vibe code 52 apps in 2026. I'm up to 13. I probably have a couple more to add to the list here. I've got some client apps that I can't talk about yet, and I've got some coming. So we're going to be able to continue to add to this. It's not going to be hard to hit that number. It might seem like it, but we're tracking ahead of schedule already. And you can see everything that I've published here, and you can follow along. You can become a subscriber and get a referral link and send investors and buyers my way, and I will pay you a finder's fee. The other thing that you can do is you can actually see all of our past sessions. So if you missed what I have been doing, you can go back and see all of my sessions since I started this here in 2026. And I am going to do one quick thing here. I'm going to play a little bit of background music as we get going. I've built a little streaming tool into this for me, and I'm hopeful that we're going to be able to have a nice little peaceful background as we go. If you're joining me on Twitch or LinkedIn or even on YouTube, please leave a comment and I will happily share my thoughts. Please feel free to ask any questions that you've got. And if you're new to vibe coding, I'll talk a little bit about what that is. So, vibe coding is using an IDE or an integrated development environment to be able to develop code with a chatbot. And the tool that I've been using primarily is Lovable. There are other IDEs out there. There are apps that you can install on your laptop, and you can build just about anything. Can't think of anything that you can't build with one of these things. However, Lovable does build React applications. So, as a general sense, I'm going to go over to Claude here and just we'll do a quick search. What well-known websites? So this is a fast application, and it is using TypeScript. And here's a list of very well-known websites and applications that we all use on a fairly regular basis, sometimes daily. And it's what provides that very rapid responsiveness as we scroll through tons of content or engage with lots of different users. And so that's what we're building on Lovable over here. I do like Lovable. They have been getting better and better. They've been finding ways to be smarter about how they make development happen for people. I have yet still built more features and tools for myself to work alongside Lovable. And that includes my product roadmap tool, which I have chronicled somewhere in here. At least I thought I have. That's interesting because in some senses I could add it to this and get credit for it. Um, but it is in here in my sessions. You can go back and see. There's a 5-minute session here, clip, building a product roadmap into your lovable build. That is a really good video to watch because this saves me a ton of time. And I will show you. I've got some. I'm talking. Here we are. All right. So if you have any problems hearing me, let me know. Sometimes my audio balance is a little bit off. Sometimes on LinkedIn, it's worse than other places. So just give me a heads up if you're having any issues there. But I am going to go ahead and get into today's program. I am showing off Channel RVA, and I'm showing off the front end of this website as well as the back end of it because there's a lot of features built in here. And I'm really excited about this for a lot of reasons because um, we have a lot of tools that are enabling creators who want to participate in Channel RVA built into this platform. And we have, I think, what's emerging is a really good front end interface for Richmonders to wrap their head around. So essentially, Channel RVA. I'll tell you a little bit about what motivated this as I scroll through the site here. So I I've told this story a couple of times, but maybe not here. I was in the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts one day after dealing with a particularly challenging client who, we'll just say, made me rather frustrated. And so I was there to clear my head, and I happened upon this painting, Sailing in the Mediterranean painting. And this is, this is it. This is a print of the painting. And I want to say that this is the one. It is the right artist. But essentially, the notion here was that there was this ultra wealthy dude who was just chilling on his yacht back in the 1800s because he was, you know, super wealthy. He owned the the New York Herald and the International Herald, and it just kind of clicked in my brain when I was looking at this painting that it's like, wait a second, it has been, and I'm going to go find the VMFA instance of this because that's going to actually make it a little bit more entertaining, I think, because there's a description here that you can read. But in any event, this kind of inspired me because I'm like, okay, we got Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, we've got all these different people who are, like demonstrated um, wealthy, influential people who also happen to own the media, whether they created it or whether they um, bought it, in any case. And now this is, you can go into my head on this. You can go into my ego and, oh, I want to start a media channel so that I can be rich and influential. And certainly anything I could do to improve my ability to market, to go to market, to communicate. That's my lifeblood. That's what I've done since I was in high school. So I am interested in creating things, and I want to speed up my ability to do those things. And I've always kind of had this thought that maybe I could create a media outlet. Now, you'll notice that there's a lot of images of me on this site, and that's because I've pulled together media that either I own or podcasts that I've been a guest on as a way to start this. And I'll show you kind of how I've done that in a minute. But ultimately, what this is designed to be is a community platform for creators, for people who are looking to make something and or are making something and are looking for an audience. And I think for Richmonders, this is a place where you can go to find content from across the Richmond ecosystem, whether it's video, podcasts, radio, live streams that we create, and stories told by independent journalists and citizen journalists and content creators that we partner with. All of that is what we've built this for. So we want you, if you're in the Richmond market, to have a home where you can share your content and to be alongside other creators and establish collaborative relationships and um, leverage our network of advertisers and our production capabilities to be able to share in the upside of this business, to be able to go to bigger advertisers and say, look, we have this network of creators that we can put you in front of the right audience, and those people can be paired with great advertisers because we've been able to put that together. So the way that this works is we're obviously leveraging AI to build, and I'm using Lovable to build this out. But I'll click around some of these areas and show you uh, what you might find as you come in here. So we have all of our different sections, which are going to be different categories of content, different shows that we've linked in with. And we have stories that we're publishing, kind of around the things that are happening in our world, and kind of telling the story of what Channel RVA is, and Exponent 21 is the company behind Channel RVA, and our office on Broad Street and the Richmond Water Refill Station, and how all that stuff ties together. It is a startup media outlet. And we have some video that comes from, again, across our different networks. You can see my vibe coding sessions are being fed into this site. I'm live right now, and one of the things that I was building earlier was the ability to see live content from across our network, but that's not happening right now. So I'm actually going to do a quick thing real quick. And I'm going to say I am currently live through my YouTube channel that we are subscribed to, and I am noticing that it is not showing as live currently in Channel RVA. We had built that feature a bit earlier, so I'm not quite sure what is happening there. I don't see any indication that I am live on the Channel RVA website, but if you do check studio.willmelton.com, you can see that I'm currently live, and you can see my live video being fed in from, likely Twitch, but we should be able to snatch the live stream from YouTube. So that's how I am as efficient as I can be. I would always tell people to you don't want to play whack-a-mole. It's not a great thing to just be trying to solve problems all the time, because you're not going to be developing features and moving forward. So this is because I'm pretty mature in the development of this application. So I will let this one go. But normally I work in a product roadmap, and I'll show you what that looks like for this application. We will go into the admin, and I want to actually get to the roadmap. Right now I have a backlogged item to do this AP Newswire ingestion. I think we kind of did this. I want to check on this. I'm going to change this to planned, and I'm going to ask about this roadmap item. All right. Let's see. So I've been working on this a little bit today, mostly over the weekend, but I've got a lot of tabs open here, so hopefully my browser doesn't crash on us. No. All right, so let me just kind of click around here a little bit more so that I can give you guys a sense of what I'm building. So we have our sections, we've got our featured stories, we've got video from across the network. We're going to be working on getting this to not display the wrong code. And there's a queuing system here in Lovable, so you can actually tee things up for next to be worked on. But I'll show you a little bit more about my product roadmap and how that works for me most of the time. I spend most of my time planning features and trying to think about the audience and think about the customer, with the business model, so that we can build something that's going to have the highest potential for success and the highest ability, in this case, to attract viewers and subscribers. So we've got podcasts, and podcasts come in from multiple sources. We have live radio, which I shared with you guys a little bit. Maybe I didn't share that with you guys. We actually have a live feed coming in from all of the different FM and AM radio stations that have open feeds. So you can listen to, kind of find your radio station, so to speak, without necessarily having to have a real radio. Radio is a real thing, after all. We do have daily horoscopes in here. And this is a Richmond version of a horoscope, so it's weaving in elements from Richmond and a variety of different things. There's a bit of an algorithm behind how this gets created, but it is leveraging AI and it's leveraging moonrise and moon sign and astrological signals from a couple of different sources across the web. So you can plug in your birthday on this, and it will remember who you are and your sign. So I'm a Taurus. We have our events calendar, which is full of things from across the community, and there's both the month view and list view. There's quite a bit. We probably need to build a week view here. And we still need to continue to pull in more events into the future because it looks like it kind of peters out. So we'll work on that bit. Let me just say we need to ensure that we can pull in more events from our event aggregators. I still only see events going up through March, and we need to go through to the end of the year. So some of the work that I have to do as I go through this is to think about ways that we can bring information into this system with different feeds, and then ultimately process that feed and turn it into information, front-facing information that you can use, that our audience can use. And so essentially what I'll be doing is looking for different podcasts. Yeah, doing some research on that right now to find which podcasts we want to use and display. This newswire ingestion has maybe $1,000 a month cost, so we're going to defer this for now because it is too costly for a startup bootstrapped media outlet. And what we do want to do though is make sure that what we built here is this thing. So I'll show you a little bit more about the back end features, but I want to keep the development pipeline going as I'm sitting here looking at this project. Some of the things that you'll notice here is that we have advertising features built into this. There's a whole advertising engine. People can buy ads from us and see the performance of those ads, and so I'll be able to show that. This is all brand new, so there's not too much data in there, and there's probably a bit more work that we need to do to make that a bit more of a robust engine. I might need to tie in with some other platforms as well. But that looks like, for whatever reason, we do have events that go further down into the year, but this is junk. maybe it's real. I don't know. But so you can subscribe here and find out about events as they happen. And I think what we'll start to do is an event aggregator as well. So I'll take the transcript from this demonstration and ultimately get some new features built into our roadmap. Or, I can even just demonstrate how I would do that now. So let's see. For the subscribers, I want to make sure that we do some event highlights in the newsletter and kind of snag a few things from across the week that might be particularly interesting. And maybe we can even go a step further and tailor that based off of the events that they have populated in their My Events section. Um, all right, so I'm going to have it make a plan for me to build that based on what we already have, and it's going to put that together into uh, the roadmap here, the product roadmap. So you can see that there's 184 total items in this product roadmap. Um, when I click Auto Assemble Sprint, it should also be populating changes needed items as well as active items. We need to work on those things too. Please update the rules. So what happens is I have built out this product roadmap so that I can auto assemble a sprint queue based on the priority and the prerequisites of that development pipeline. So it's not going to put stuff in there or put it in an order that doesn't make any sense. And it'll usually assemble 8 to 10 things in there. If there's not that many, it'll put them all in there. It'll put them in order for me. And then I'll be able to click on this button, execute sprint, and it will copy this really great prompt that I can then paste into Lovable that tells it to do all of the things. And it doesn't have to give really detailed instructions because it can always just say, go take a look at the instructions that reside inside of this roadmap item. And but what it does is it says, okay, don't stop in between tasks. Just keep the building. Don't need any kind of intervention. And then whenever you're done with the task, make the change in the database on the task to in review so that a human can check it. And so that's kind of the strict instructions that it provides. And what that enables me to do is I've done the planning already. I've thought through the features. I've tested. I've given feedback on the roadmap items, and now it's time to process them. I'm going to let the AI process a whole batch of tasks all at once because I have given it the context that it needs to do the job, and it also has the ability to read the code that it's already built. So we have a high degree of success with that model. We're not constantly intervening, constantly nudging it in one particular direction or another, and we have, I have personally been able to accelerate the pace of my development as a result of doing this. So I'm not going to go through my roadmap today to show all the different features that are in this. I'm mostly going to just show off the website, and then I'll show you the back end, and I'll talk about the full feature set. I've got a display built for that. But some of the things that you see here talked about the horoscope. That was just kind of a little novelty thing. Here is the weather. Uh, I'm not sure how much this background changes, but I've instructed it to kind of have a subtle shift over the course of the day to at nighttime. This will be dark. It might only be doing this one right now, this uh, weather symbol, and this does change throughout the course of the day. I've observed that, but it's taking this in from the National Weather Service. And you see a forecast here. This is also pulling from the National Weather Service. Um, and weather model data. I don't know what weather model data that is. I could ask the question. And then we're transforming that with AI to be able to give a little bit of a personalized forecast. While I'm at it, I think it would be fun if we updated the forecast engine to be a little bit tuned in with what's happening in Richmond and what people do in Richmond. So, outdoor activities, visiting the river, going to Bird Park, pickleball, all kinds of stuff like that. But also, there's the events calendar that you have the visibility of in the database. So perhaps we can make an enhancement to the forecast that's just a slightly bit more Richmond oriented. And since we're at it, might as well make it even more personalized. We have some people's horoscope information, their birth uh, sign. So we can maybe and a birthday. We ask for their birthday, so we know when their birthday is. We could perhaps tailor their forecast a little bit to those things that we know as well. I think we have an opportunity to create some slightly dynamic content and weave AI into this a little bit more. I don't want to code those things right now. I want to add them as new roadmap items. So I could, I mean, that's a new feature. I really don't want to prompt that just simply like this. What's going to happen whenever it creates a roadmap item is it's going to actually think about that a little bit. It's going to process it. It's going to expand on it, and it's going to put some instructions in the project task that are more extensive than um, what I'm verbalizing right now. So there's going to be a slight transformation in that before it gets over to the roadmap, but it is going to happen. But I'd much rather click this auto assemble button here in a minute and process all this stuff all at once. Um, but let me go back over here and just show you guys forecast. I can kind of open these guys up and see a little bit more into the future. And let me get back into this and just kind of click around. So we've got our events calendar. I kind of clicked into that. Some more advertisements. I like our video players. I'm going to come into the video player here and I'll turn this down. But essentially, what you can see here is this is what these are going to look like. I'm going to mute this guy. But there's a couple of things about this which are pretty cool. So, for one, you can see the episode details here, and this is being pulled in from the podcast feed. Then the other thing that we can do is browse while watching. And so this can sit over here and be happy and hanging out while we are reading the news. And so, if I weren't listening to music and talking to you guys, I could be sitting here listening to this conversation with Colin Davis from But First Principles. And kind of have a nice morning with the news. And so that's one of the things that we're working on, working to bring to you. We have some interactive features. This one doesn't have any, but if I go to the end of this video, I'll show you what's going to happen when this transitions out to the next video. Let's see if I can get to the end. It's about as far as I'm going to get before I lose it. So so about 30 seconds, this is going to transition to the next video. But what's going to happen is we're going to have some ads that run in between these videos as a means to monetize this website and to be able to connect our advertisers to the audience. And so, it's kind of cool. We get to bring in content from across the Richmond ecosystem and connect audiences to content they might not know about. And I'm just watching this to the end to see if it actually works the way that it should, because it worked the other day. And every once in a while, yeah, we have a little ad running here. So, and then I have the ability to skip this ad and get back into the next conversation, and that might be the same conversation, but I have to see if this rotates again at the end to the next the next guy. This player, I've found the picture-in-picture player is a little bit more, a little more fickle than the full player, but you can get back to the full player by just expanding back out again to full screen, and that takes you back into it. A little bit of a challenge with this and getting from the mini players back up to the main player and maintaining the same time. And so I need to kind of fix that a little bit, but we're going to do this. Like Netflix, we want users to have persistence of playback. So if I've already watched to, we'll say 30 minutes of a video, if I come back to that same video, I should be able to be back at that 30-minute marker, whether I'm going from the mini player to the main player or what have you. One of the other things that I wanted to point out here is that I do have, I'm really thinking about these creators because I don't want to just take their content and ingest it. I want to help them grow their audience. And so I have a place in here where we're bringing in content where we're giving folks shout outs and links and encouraging people to subscribe to these folks on YouTube. But you can also subscribe to these shows right through Channel RVA as well. So multiple ways to get your content. Ultimately, these people are looking for an audience, and my hope is, and my belief is that we can leverage this platform to do really good things and to bring more eyeballs to those people who are doing that work. And we will go deeper in those relationships with creators who see the opportunity for us to partner. So if you are one of those people that is creating out there in Richmond, please feel free to send me a message, and you can actually even apply to be a creator right on our website. Right on the contact page, there are some pathways available to you to either just submit a one-time story or become a contributor or join the creator network. And those will be pathways that will show you how you can contribute to what we're building here. And we will be working on building out a workable monetization model for everything. We are still in the infancy of that at the moment, but we're eager to hear from you so that we can ideate a path forward. The name of the game is to build up an audience and to build up a network of creators so that we can go to advertisers and attract them to what we're building. But that's how you can get involved. Now, what I want to do is I'm kind of talking about local news. We've got video, which is pulling from across all sources of video. This is actually going to be a player that will definitely skip from one video to the next after they complete. Might be an opportunity for us to kind of give people a channel guide as they're watching, since we do kind of have these channels here. The RVA stream is something's kind of interesting because this is basically just going to play a selection of podcasts from across our podcast network and just kind of give you a shuffle on that. We don't yet have much in the way of audio ads there. I don't think we have any, to be honest with you. But that's how that works. Same with video, that just keeps playing. We'll think of ways that we can make that better. Podcasts, of course, we don't have very many in here right now, but we're going to be pulling in more of these. I'm noticing that some of these shows that I had pulled in here are not showing up anymore, so we'll just have to make sure our feeds are good. We do have our events calendar, so that's pretty robust. I think I showed that earlier. And then all of our shows. So all the partner content that we've got that we're pulling in, and all of the shows that we're producing or that we're in partnership with. So when you go into these, this is pretty cool. I think I might have shown this earlier, but this is a branded player. And so this is kind of connecting people a little bit more back to the show. And if you're somebody who's making a difference in Richmond, making us healthier, you can actually apply to be on the show. We're bringing this podcast back in our brand new studio, 316 West Broad Street. But when you play these videos, there's a couple of things that are going on here. I'm going to mute this guy. Sorry, Danny. And what I want to do is, there are interactive features in here, and I'm going to just really quickly just say something to Lovable. I've been transcribing that whole time. Let's see what that. Oh. That was a long one. Oh, here we go. Okay, good. There's just all this talk. There's some good stuff in there, but adding to the roadmap. So let's see. Features. Okay. There are interactive features on the community side of things, and we have some interactive features on Danny Avula's video. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that we illuminate on the timeline of that where those interactive features are, so that a user could maybe even advance to that that interactive feature if they wanted to participate in it without watching up to that point. I do think it's good to have perhaps the option for some of those to be a surprise, but I also think it would be good for us to be able to show people where those features are. So one of the things that makes our site different is that we actually want to connect the audience to the content in a more meaningful way. And so as we watch this video, at some point there's going to be a trivia question that comes up and asks you about the water crisis and what you know about the water crisis, because that's what this whole episode is about. And so that's kind of a different approach to media, one element of differentiator that I was interested in introducing. And I'm noticing another little gap here. I'm noticing that these descriptions on these videos are truncated. They're not pulling in all of the contents. We have a decent amount of backlog content that we're going to need to fix, but we also need to fix our ingester as well. Okay, so that's it. I added it, so I'm going to refresh this and just see if in fact I have my interactive elements illuminated on the timeline. I don't actually see them. So maybe I don't see any markers on the timeline indicating interactive features on this video. This is the okay. I want to go take a look at the product roadmap really quickly so that I can see what I have queued up. Interactive timeline markers. Oh, it was just adding it to the thing. Remove. Okay, so we'll get it's just doing stuff to the roadmap now. So we'll come back to that later. But just to kind of give you an idea of how I'm thinking about making this a bit of a different thing. My account, yep. My neighborhood. Oh, it doesn't even have my neighborhood in here. Um, that's pretty cool. I'll come back to that later. Reading list, newsletter, profile and settings. My account should also be where people can see their calendar. And my calendar should be stand out a little bit on the events page because it's kind of buried there. So this is pretty cool. You can save events to your calendar and you can dictate whether they're private, public, or share it with friends. And then you can actually share this link so that other people can see your calendar and see what you're up to. I have to keep noticing that it says 0 upcoming events. Keep talking about this. I have 3 upcoming events on my calendar. They are all set to public. Yet when I share my calendar link with other people, it is still showing 0 events. And I would thought that the public nature of that setting was one that would allow it to be visible. Okay. Should probably turn on Do Not Disturb while I do this, huh? All right. Now that won't happen again. All right. So, bouncing back and forth here in my busy brain. Okay. Sorry. All right. Keeping going here. So we get the calendar. Um, you can subscribe to these, so you can actually make sure that all these events make it into your Google Calendar or Apple Calendar. You can download an ICS and upload it. No friends going yet. No friends. And so that's kind of a fun feature. And let's see. Let me go ahead and pop into. I think that really kind of sums up the whole like big picture. But there's going to be some things that you can't see until I get into the back end. So let me go ahead and do that now. And I will just watch that there. I'm going to close out of this and go into Field Desk. This is one of the coolest things that this site does. So as I am inviting in citizen reporters and contributors, I actually have in here a story queue. And what this does is it enables reporters to start a new story from an idea, a press release, or an audio or video file. And what that does is it provides a platform where that reporter can do a number of different things. They can conduct live interviews right here inside the dashboard. And I think that my screen just refreshed because of, so we'll just hit record here and it's going to start. Let's see. Start recording doesn't seem to be working right now. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So I'm surprised that this even works because I'm streaming right now. But in any event, this is capturing my audio. It's capturing my video, and I could use my phone to do this. And it is giving me little prompts here to make sure that I get their full name, their title, their role, their organization, their location, all this stuff, so that we can make sure we report on the story effectively. And the whole point of this is to be able to allow the reporter to spend all of their time focused on the people who are going to be telling that story, the people that are going to be contributing to that storytelling. And so, you know, that was a live recording session. So that might have actually even shown up over here. But I didn't go live, so that might not have been necessarily it. But while that processes, I'm going to come and show you everything else that happens. So once I get there, I can come over here and I have my facts. And so that latest video, can't tell if it made it in here or not, but in any event, AI organized sources is going to essentially take all of the information that was gathered from these conversations and put it into a fact set here that we can take a look at and see. And that's going to enable us to generate a draft from that content so that we can accelerate the pace of our writing dramatically. Now, this isn't working right now, as we can see. Let me see if anything's working right now, and I'll fix this. And then once we have the story done, then we can get into review, and this is going to actually check for AP style and just going to polish that story before it then goes to an editor for review. So it will get queued up, and then we will be able to check it to make sure that it's meeting our standards, our journalistic standards, and isn't something that's going to put us in legal hot water, of course. And then we have some other interesting things happening where if a particular story is developing, and I should have a place to toggle that, but I don't see it here. I think I have to submit the story first. But in any event, if a story is developing, that means that it needs to be fleshed out. It means something just happened. We got the breaking news out. We need to come back to it. So all those developing stories will be over here and something that you can start with again. I do have some editorial standards in here. Sorry, that's not what I thought it was. I do have editorial standards built into this for reporters. I don't know where that is right now, but this is my editorial cue. Go live is what it sounds like. We can do audio only, or we can record for later. So if I wanted to, we can do that now. I need to give this a title. Channel RVA on, what is this? So I will go live right now, and I'll show you what this ultimately looks like on the front end of this. We are live, we're streaming, and now I can come over here and actually see my live stream. And hello. Very fast. I mean, incredibly fast. It's maybe even faster than my OBS software. And in any event, we have our live now this player in here that anytime something special is happening, we've got a reporter reporting on something, then this is what you've got. So just really interesting stuff being built into this. I'm trying to make it super easy without taking away the good parts of journalism. You know, I want to empower reporters. And here you go. Here's an example. I can just take that recording, and this can now be, I can organize my sources. I don't have all the information that I need here, but I could dictate additional sources. But I have the ability to come here and write that draft. I believe we fixed that. And we can come over here to save draft. We can review that. An AP check. And I'm falling short of the 70% threshold. So, but this is giving me some information that tells me that, just say, the AP check effectively tells me that we're falling short of the target score of 70 out of 100 for the AP check. And here's the feedback that is provided on this first draft. There's not a lot of content in the source material, so that could have something to do with it. But ultimately, I do want to be sure that what we're producing in the draft meets the standards. All right, so that's the field desk. That's where reporters can get their work done. We have all the content here. Um, not You can see the previous breaking alerts that have come through here. This is going to automatically pop up, so I'll have a history of all the things that have happened. I'll make one of these active really quickly so you can see what it looks like on the front end. If that is active, let's refresh this really quickly. No, it's not active anymore. I think I might have something overriding this because it expired. Um, but that's okay. Now it says it was killed, but that's fine. In any event, this is going to be Amber Alerts. It's going to be weather alerts. It's going to be breaking news that comes through certain wire services. And what I'm going to do just while we are hanging out, I'm going to go ahead and grab a red map for processing to show you while we're in this session how this works for me. And we have 8 items in the sprint. I'm going to copy that instruction and we'll go ahead and let that go. It's going to tee up those 8 things to be done after this previous thing's finished. And I'm going to go in here and just show you some of the other things we have. So we have those interactive elements. Anybody who signs up to be a creator, we're going to process that here. We do some brand matching, so trying to help our advertisers find the right content. Production requests, support tickets. We've got our daily digest here, where we can kind of configure how all this stuff works. The AI curator. This is not in the right place. This doesn't belong as part of the newsletter, but I think I probably gave it a conflated instruction. Our analytics and do a live send on these things, but let's take a look at what the latest digest is going to look like. This is a parody ad. This is so funny. Um, yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's see what the weekly digest looks like. These emails look pretty good too. I'm happy with the way that this turned out. I've had some problems with email sending in the past, but I've been pretty happy with this build, and I didn't have to fight it. Sometimes you have to fight it to get it to do the formatting the way you really want it to. All right, so advertising is what it sounds like. Analytics, we have our editorial analytics, so we can kind of see how we're doing on views for different types of content. And this will be important for us as we move into the future. We can see our ad analytics. We can see how our ads are performing. Drill down. I don't have any cross promotions right now. Not quite sure what that is. But if I get in here and show you guys our features, this is the full set, or should be. So kind of take us out on this feature set here. Weather, I've shown that to you. We've got them coming in from NWS, Amber Alerts, breaking alerts. Um, Yeah, we have it so that some of these alerts that come through that get processed will also need to get approval before they can go. So if we do want to have a human in the loop on that, which it makes sense to do, I'm not too worried about the weather so much, but I think when it comes to news stories, we want to pay extra attention to those things. Um, the content aggregation, so we're bringing in content from YouTube channels and YouTube playlists, podcast RSS integrations. We have the ability to sync our feeds and do that automatically. We have sort of this episodic logging of different feeds that we're bringing in so that we can actually, um, for our specific partner content where we have a branded player, we want to make sure that we play those things in order. We have I I built a WordPress importer so that I can suck in content from the WordPress site that I built previously. We have an external feed relay so that we can actually stream effectively, and I'm using Cloudflare to do that. It's really good. I was really impressed with that. I set that up yesterday. Check external feeds. I guess that's part of our uptime maintenance, live stream monitoring. Looks like there's some redundancy built in there. Oh no, we've got one scheduled here. Live stream monitor. Oh, it hasn't been done yet. Okay, got it. Event system. So iCal ingestion. It pulls from multiple sources. It is looking for event information and making sure that we're getting all that data into our calendar, even if it's not readily available on the source site. Um, Making sure we're getting the right event URL. Showed you the calendar ICS export. We do have event reminders, and those will get sent. We'll probably have a reminder system built in to the application soon, but email reminders for now. And then people can submit events. We'll also provide the opportunity for people to pay to boost events so that they can get promoted inside of our calendar. A lot of different AI tools built into this. We have a story organizer, so I showed you that. The standards checker. We have a press release extractor, and essentially that's, we're going to receive press releases from people, and we want to be able to accelerate the development of those into a story. Um, Anytime that we are pulling in content or publishing content, we want to make sure that we add a TLDR onto it. And so we have an automation built out to create that from the written content. We do have a cast member backfill, so it's going to go and take a look at the transcripts and the text to say who is in the video and make sure that they are shown on the bottom of the video when we hit pause. The source transcription. So essentially showed you that too, but just taking that video and audio content and turning it into digestible information. Email and notifications, so that the digests, welcome email, the show episode notification, and invitations. Advertising and monetization. So a lot that's built into this. We have the ability to pay advertisers automatically through Stripe, and we're capturing payment through Stripe. We have a targeting engine. We have rotation structure built into that, and we can even backfill with Google AdSense if we don't have a ton of revenue coming in right away. I'm having some issues with uh, making sure that we're meeting all of those standards there, so I'll have to go back and resubmit for them, but that is something that we're hoping to see soon, is some additional ad types coming in from Google. Polls, trivia, and surveys, interactive response handler. So um, we have a leaderboard. So basically, there's a place where we can actually show who's hanging out on top in some of these things. And then all these interactive elements have a campaign window so that we can kind of report out on what the information was that we captured. SEO, we have a lot built in for SEO to make sure that we're getting the site picked up by AI and by news aggregators. We have a few different things on the live production. We've got um, the actual live stream functionality. We have the management of the live stream. We have the recorder and then the dictator, the dictation tool. And then a whole lot of different things built into the homepage so that we can um, is there a way for us to mark a story that we publish as breaking news? Either something that we're going live with, or something that we're publishing in the field desk, or even just articles. I see we can create a new alert, but a lot of times we want to create an alert from a story. Add that to the roadmap. I'm pretty sure that that's not something that we've done yet. And I'm coming up. I'm just over an hour, maybe right about an hour, because I got started a little bit late today. But I wanted to continue to go through these features with you guys because the homepage is really where a lot of people are going to land. And we have a show carousel, the events widget, which you saw. We have the hero section, which is right now just a single story, but we can rotate through different stories at some point there. We have a trending section and the weather brief and the breaking news ticker for now. We're going to work to make the website even better, specifically the homepage, so that it is actionable, so that people can get to content. We can bring some of that gamified content, some of that interactive content to the surface, and ultimately be able to uh, make that experience a truly superior one. And so that is it. I am excited about this. It has been an interesting project. It is something that is still happening. It's still going on. It's still in development. It's still getting tweaks and changes and updates. And I still have a bunch of events that don't have images. I still have a bunch of events that don't have images. I still have a bunch of events that don't have images. Sometimes that transcription is a little slow to the take. Okay, but anyway, yes, please, if you're in the Richmond market, go over to channelrva.com and subscribe. You can toggle on and off what you want to get in your inbox. But this is hopefully going to be your new home to get information. We're going to have to work to build up our network. So please, if you're interested in becoming a part of this, um, come and join us. Come and see what it's like to be a creator. Become a citizen journalist through Channel RVA. Help us launch this guy. We do have a studio at 316 West Broad Street. That's West Broad Studios. You can see that at westbroadstudios.com. Just put the sign up on the window today for that. So super excited about it. But that's West Broad Studio A. And yeah, check out studio.willmelton.com. This is where you can follow me in this journey to build 52 apps in 2026. Some people call me crazy. I'm just playing over here, having a good time. Thanks for following along. Thanks for finding some inspiration to build something for yourself. I hope you do. Hopefully, me explaining some of my motivations in the build of Channel RVA help you think about how you might similarly find a pathway to entrepreneurship. And join me again on Saturday. I'll be back here Saturday at 1 p.m. for my next session. Normally, this will show my schedule when I'm not live. Maybe I should give it the opportunity to do both. But in any event, stay up to date, get subscribed over here, and yeah, I don't know what I'm going to build next Saturday. I'm sure I'll be on to something new. I've had some conversations with some people recently. I think that there's some things that I want to build, perhaps for the conservation business, conservation science industry. can't spell and talk at the same time. But yeah, I've got some different things that I'm going to be working on. I've got more things to show off, some things that I haven't really had a chance to show, like our new facilitator platform that I just wrapped up. That I will have the opportunity to use in a real client scenario in very short order. So I didn't build that because I had a client scenario. I just built it because it was something that seemed like it needed to be done. And just turns out the next day I got an opportunity to use it. So you never know how these things are going to work out. I never know how they're going to work out. Part of the reason why I do it, I learn. I get to have fun and hang out with you guys, and yeah, it's a journey. That's for sure. All right, guys, I'm signing off. Thanks. Have a great night.